Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news, Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman, here in the Muskogee Media Studios, and myself and the crew here at NNT want to wish all of you and your families, hoping that you had a great Thanksgiving Day and a great Thanksgiving week holiday. We hope that you're all gathered around the television, ready to watch Native News Today, and we hope that there's lots of eyes and ears on us today because we have some information we want to pass along to you, some unfortunate information. One of our very own Creek citizens, Miss Peggy McGuire, has been missing in her hometown, a Creek community of Eufaula, since Monday, November the 16th, when she was last seen dropping off her 8-year-old son at school. She has been missing since then. Her loved ones and family are combing the areas trying to find her, and we're all, including here at Native News Today and Muskogee Creek Nation, praying and hoping for her safe return. If you have any information on her whereabouts or anything that might help the authorities, please contact the McIntosh County Sheriff's Department at 918-689-2526. Once again, Creek citizen Peggy McGuire missing since November 16th. We pray for her safe return. And now we have lots of other things to get to with the program this week. As I said, it is Thanksgiving week, so we'll do things a little bit differently. We'll have some archive for you, but a great show nonetheless. So please don't go anywhere as we go to our very first break. We'll be right back with the rest of Native News Today.
We believe if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. We believe that transitioning convicted citizens back into our communities enhances public safety. We believe that every citizen, even ex-prisoners, are important and are capable of change. We believe in reclaiming our citizens and investing them back into a culture that embraces healing and restoration.
We believe
in reintegration.
It's more than just an associate degree. It's a life-changing experience.
You'll see a lot of cultural features here on the campus. You'll see a symbol of the mound, which goes back to the history of Muskogee people as being in that Mississippian time period, that mound building society. That really welcomes our students whenever they first get here.
The college in itself is beyond the building, is the people.
They're passionate, very passionate about what they teach, and it shows whenever they're teaching.
The instructors and the administration, they really believe in their students here.
After a couple classes, I began to notice that it kind of felt as if I were returning back to something that has been lost for like a long time. As I learned more about the history of my people, to discover that there were very many great people that did a lot of good things for their people, for their nations, and that those people were American Indian and Native American, it kind of brings out a sense of pride that was not really there before.
There is a future for our people.
Looking for your next 18-hole adventure? Then take a look at Fountainhead Creek Golf Club. Nestled in the beautiful confines of Lake Eufaula State Park, large sloping greens and well-placed bunkers characterize the Muskogee Creek Nation's Floyd Farley designed course and offers a fine test of skill for any golfer. Stay up on all the latest gear and equipment with a visit to our pro shop. Have lunch at the Turn at the Clubhouse Grill. We're waiting to accommodate you at Fountainhead Creek. Give us a call at 918-689-3209 or visit fountainheadgolf.com to book your next round. Fountainhead Creek Golf Club, close to home, far from ordinary.
I think like creatively, I was just into drawing for a long time, like ever since I was a kid. It wasn't until maybe around late 2007, 2008 that I became aware of the graffiti scene. It changed everything for me. You don't even really understand in the beginning what kind of journey it's going to take you on. But I think that in order to become great at what you do, it really boils down to how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your own artistic creativity and your own expression. You know, I think it comes from like a belief in oneself and pushing yourself to the limits as far as you can take it.
And welcome back to Native News Today as we get started this week with our feature stories. And our first one takes us right here into our capital city, our capital community of Okmulgee, Oklahoma, as once again, the city of Okmulgee, the Muskogee Creek Nation, showcasing a partnership, a willing to work together, a willing to come together basically to not only enhance the beauty of our city, but to enhance the perpetuation of our culture here at Muskogee Creek Nation. The city of Okmulgee, Muskogee Creek Nation coming together with not only our Cultural Center and Archives Department, our Tourism and Recreation Department, but also the city talking about putting up new street signs, not only with the street name in English, but under that, the street name in the Muskogee Creek traditional language. And what a wonderful thing. And actually, Speaker Thomas Yahola said in his remarks that we'd be looking to officially change the city spelling of Okmulgee. So that might be coming down the pike too. But what a great day to see this partnership continue to blossom.
All right, well, no, this is a very special occasion down here, downtown Okmulgee right now, blocks from the Historic Creek Council House. And this is Friday, November 20th, a very great serendipitous moment for the unveiling of the Muskogee signage that we're having here. This is downtown street signs that are now both in English and in the Muskogee language, with the Muskogee traditional spelling as well, too, that we had created and adopted as well. But it's really even more serendipitous and appropriate because this is also November, which is Native American Heritage Month. We did not expect this project to really be kicking off until mid-December, but one of these things with a true collaborative community effort, not just Muskogee Creek Nation and a few of our departments, but also the City of Okmulgee, the Chamber of Commerce, and the Main Street group here, and also staff using their own time to get some of this stuff done here too. So a real true collaborative effort here, and what better way to celebrate, again, Native American Heritage Month by having a true community effort bringing this sign up here. And this really is for a revitalization of downtown Okmulgee. Not only you're really just seeing the beginning, not only just street signs here, but that's the first physical characteristic that you'll see of a restorative and renovation project that'll be happening downtown, not only with the council house, but the whole downtown square. As a department, the Muskogee Creek Nation Cultural Center and Archives Department, we've been talking about this for a couple of years. And I think once we started talking about it a little bit more loudly, we weren't the only ones. And outside of Muskogee Creek Nation, we had city employees down here always wanting to do that. And it was always a reference to Tahlequah does that, and that's Cherokee Nation capital. And they have street signage in both English and Cherokee. And everybody just thought how cool and how how it kind of really beautifies the city downtown and Tahlequah. So we wanted to emulate that and really bring that kind of effort and really beautification to downtown here. So again, with our department, we discussed it a little bit, and then through the Main Street and through Chamber of Commerce, the city employee Maverick really took the torch and ran with it to really kind of get people to put in money, and he actually was the one ordering the signs and getting everything set up for us here too. So it was within our department, without our department. And again, how representative that is a true community with everybody having a kind of a similar mind, thought, process, and we all come together and we get it done.
We have a historic town. We're in the historic Muskogee Creek Nation. And so we want to show our gratitude for them allowing us to be here, and we want to work in cooperation with the Muskogee Creek Nation. And so this was just something that as we revitalized downtown, this was a small sign that we're Muskogee Creek Nation. We've really been working hard as a city to improve our looks, try to clean up our city, and really make downtown pop. And so when people drive downtown, they're going to see a difference. And that's what we're trying to do in our house, and just show Okmulgee really well.
And once again, our thanks to the City of Okmulgee, Mayor Baldridge there, all the great people at Downtown Main Street organization, all the vendors that came out, supported this endeavor by the city and the Muskogee Creek Nation. A great day it was, and I can't wait to see all those signs up in downtown, beautifying the city and showcasing our culture. Well, moving right along, another thing that the Muskogee Creek Nation has been involved in, sort of in its infancy, is the bot ball craze that's going on. Kids at a very young age learning to code with robots and working with computers to be able to do different functions, and these bot ball competitions are becoming very popular around the country. And with that in mind, Creek Nation's education initiative jumped in on this. We've had councilmen support it, we've had the Department of Education and Training really jump on, and this is our second annual, or not annual, but this is our second installment of a bot ball competition, this time happening at the Expo Square Pavilion, the fairgrounds up in Tulsa. What a great event this was. And a great job by the youngsters there and everybody working with Creek Nation Education and Training. You know, if you look around there, you can see so many people that you may know from different departments here at Creek Nation. A lot of the times when we put on these events, we put on these competitions, things like that, you see different departments volunteering. We really have a great volunteering spirit here at Creek Nation with our employees. They really want to jump in and help out anytime they can with things like this. And at the end of the day, it's all for the kids and the youth, seeing all those Creek students developing skills that will help them in the long run when they continue their education. So a wonderful event there. Well, as I said, we are on a short week here at Native News Today. Everybody taking vacation, things like that. So we wanted to be able to get a show out and make sure that we got you a fresh episode of Native News Today. But we wanted to be able to kind of navigate with the time crunch as well. So anytime we do that, we want to show our archive. We've got a great system, archive in place, basically lots of old videos and continuing progress of the Muskogee Creek Nation. We know you love it.
Today, the Creek Nation is a thriving tribal government based on the firmest of foundations, a written constitution ratified by its own people. The tribe's social and economic programs are among the best in the United States, serving the Creek people in housing, education, welfare, health, and employment. But how did we get where we are today? How did Creek Nation arrive at its position as leader among Indian nations? Through vision, determination, and hard work. That's how. More than a decade ago, the newly elected Principal Chief Claude Cox began the difficult task of reestablishing the sovereignty of the Creek Nation.
In the early 70s, we set some priorities, and those were in housing, education, unemployment, and health care for the ongoing benefit of the Creek people and making this a good, strong Creek Nation.
In addition, Chief Cox had the dream of someday making his people self-sufficient, able to make their own governmental decisions. But first he had to tackle the job of getting ample space for tribal offices. When he came into office, the tribe was operating out of a rented office space in Okmulgee. Today, the Creek Nation Tribal Complex, built in an architecturally unique style, houses the many offices and programs that benefit the Creek people. The Creek Nation Housing Authority, the Solomon McCombs Office Building, the Dental Clinic, the IAP Building, the Indian Health Service, the General Service Administration Building, and the Independent Agencies Building, also known as the Mound. The Mound is modeled after one built by our people centuries ago in Georgia. That ancient mound was used during the days of the Muskogee Confederacy as a meeting place for the National Council. This modern mound is used for the same purpose today, but also houses many support services and community services that aid the Creek people. These facilities belong to the Creek Nation, paid for predominantly with federal funds and not funds from the tribe. Across the street to the northeast of the complex lies the Creek Nation Elderly Housing Project, providing 100 apartment units for Creek elders. In addition, housing for all needy Indian people is being provided through Creek Nation. Scattered throughout the 8 counties that make up Creek Nation are housing additions and homes on individually owned sites, built through Creek Nation's Housing Authority. It is a nationally recognized fact that Indian people in general suffer from the worst housing conditions in the United States. But through Creek Nation's own housing rehabilitation program, the quality of life is being improved for countless numbers of Indian people, from basic plumbing and electrical repairs to major overhauls. The homes of Creek people are gradually being raised to a standard already enjoyed by most Americans. Another problem high on Chief Cox's list of priorities was the lack of available health care for the Creek people. As recent as 1971, there were no inpatient or outpatient facilities directly available for the Indian population here. So the new administration of Chief Cox set about developing a comprehensive medical system within the Creek Nation, beginning with a community health program that was comprised of people who went into the rural communities, made contact with Indian people, and got them to the nearest medical facilities. However, many people had to travel as far as 100 miles one way for health care, an unsurmountable hardship for the sick and the elderly. Finally, in 1978, after many years of hard work, the tribe opened a community hospital at Okemah, providing emergency and general health care for the entire community, as well as Indians in the area. This facility is a Joint Commission accredited hospital providing surgical services and routine hospital care. The community health program and the community hospital went a long way toward meeting the health care needs of the people. But one part of the complete system needed further development, that being outpatient treatment centers. The one clinic then in operation was very small and limited in capabilities, so the tribe had outpatient clinics built in Eufaula and Sapulpa, and had the clinic in Okemah expanded. In 1982, the tribe assumed full control of the clinics, rounding out its complete control of the healthcare delivery system, while eliminating waste and duplication in the operation. The Creek Nation has been so efficient in its administration of programs and its accounting and reporting procedures that the tribe was recently awarded the Certificate of Financial Reporting, the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental financial reporting. But efficiency and accountability are the byproducts of good government, effective leadership, and teamwork. Chief Cox's main goal has been providing real services to meet the needs of the Creek people, and that's just what's been happening. In the area of employment, training, and education, Creek Nation has been providing programs for all ages, from the Head Start program for the 4-year-olds to adult education for learning in later life. And special youth programs help in providing skills training and leadership training for tomorrow's tribal leaders. Other training assistance is available from the tribe in the form of scholarships for vocational training at area schools, scholarships to universities anywhere in the United States, and in the form of direct training at Creek Nation's welding school. The recent economic depression has put many Creek people out of work and caused them to suffer many hardships. But the tribe's employment services have had a positive impact on these people's lives. Creek Nation has helped in several ways, through direct job placement, through on-the-job training, through the CETA program, and through assistance in getting settled in new jobs. Not only has the Creek Nation team had a favorable impact on employment, education, and health, but they've also contributed to improve the nutrition among Creek people. First with the implementation of the Elderly Nutrition Program in 1981, and then with the administration of the Commodity Food Distribution Program, which began in 1982. These two programs help ensure that needy and elderly Creek people get good basic nutrition daily. However, these recent nutritional programs are part of the Creek Nation's long-standing commitment to involvement in the food cycle. Agriculture has always been important to the Creek people. Since the earliest days, we've been linked to the land, growing corn and other grains. And Chief Cox and his staff have revived that link to the land through Creek Nation's agribusiness enterprises. In 1976, the tribe began developing 550 acres of land near Dustin into the agribusiness complex. At the heart of this complex is a productive commercial dairy operation. This operation provides training and employment for Indian people and brings in a financial return that is reinvested in the project. This multi-million-dollar facility is now in the first phase of a 3-phase growth plan. The long-range plan for the agribusiness envisions a self-contained system that grows its own food, processes its own meat and grain, and retails the products to the consumer. Within 5 years, the tribe will be starting up the processing phase of the business, but the retail outlets or stores are already becoming a reality. The first of several stores opened in 1982 in Okmulgee, at the entrance to the Creek Nation Elderly Housing Complex. The store is a member of Affiliated Grocers and sells grocery products like any other grocery store. But in time, this store will be enlarged and others opened in the other areas of Creek Nation. As the tribe's agriculture, dairy, beef, pork, and poultry business develop, their stores will also be stocked with these products. These agricultural and retail businesses bring income and employment to the tribe and bring Creek Nation closer and closer to tribal financial independence. In addition, a variety of other economic ventures are being explored that will help the tribe reach its ultimate goal of self-sufficiency. One thing all these projects, programs, and enterprises have in common is the need for land. Land for building, planting, and growing. When Chief Cox came into office, he began reversing a land-losing process that had been going on for 50 years. He quickly saw that tribal land was the single most important component for building a strong Creek Nation in the future. So he began acquiring acreage whenever possible. Until today, the tribe owns over 5,000 acres. And the land has been wisely used to build the tribal offices, health clinics, the agribusiness, for growing crops, grazing cattle, to provide housing, and to provide Indian community centers. And the land acquisition continues. Recently, Chief Cox purchased a tract of land in Okmulgee for the recreational use of the Creek people. The site is being developed for softball, basketball, track, and other Olympic sports. And in the near future, Creek Nation's Festival and Rodeo will have facilities designed specifically for these annual events. The tribe moved into land management in a bigger way recently when Creek Nation assumed the operation of programs previously run by the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Among other things, the tribe now manages the Indian Land Realty Office. This office is supposed to oversee all tribal and individual land lease arrangements for the protection of Indian people. In the past, dealings didn't always work out that way. But now, because of tighter monitoring of their rights, Creek people are benefiting from Creek Nation's operation of the program. In addition to land management, the Creek tribal government assumed management and operation of all other BIA programs in the Okmulgee area, further reducing duplication of services and improving performance for the good of all Indian people in the Creek Nation jurisdiction. And the growing strength of the Creek Nation is reflected in the growing strength of the Indian communities. Through the efforts of Chief Cox, his administrative staff, and the Creek people, an increasing number of communities now have a place to gather, a place to focus their energies, a place to carry out cultural and economic activities. At the grassroots level, Creek people are seeing the wisdom of continuing their support for a tribal administration that has been so effective in the past. The key to success of Creek Nation's undertakings during the last decade is clearly teamwork. Teamwork between the Creek people, the tribal administration, and a qualified staff of tribal employees. The continuing progress of the Creek people requires the continuation of proven leadership and ability. But the responsibility for the future of the tribe lies in the hands of the people of the Muskogee Creek Nation.
Okay, that'll wrap up another episode of Native News Today. We certainly hope that you enjoyed this week's episode. Lots to talk about in the coming weeks here at Creek Nation. An exciting time. We have a new principal chief-elect that will be taking office. I want to pass along some information to you folks. His inauguration, I'm talking about Mr. James Floyd, principal chief-elect of the Muskogee Creek Nation. His inauguration will be taking place January 2nd at 10 a.m. at the Muskogee Dome here in Okmulgee. If you don't have plans to attend, please do so. This is a very big event. We want to see a lot of people out as we welcome in the new chief and pay homage to our past 4 years and all of the great progress we've made too. So, want to thank everybody for watching the program. Our YouTube channel continues to get lots of likes, lots of subscribers. People really want to know what's going on there. So, go to that YouTube channel, check us out. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter and all of our social media outlets. For Jared Moore, Devaney Luxinger, Jason Salzman, myself, all the great people here at Native News Today, we'll see you next week. Have a good one. And happy Thanksgiving.